Okay. Hi guys. Hi. So the concept for today is pretty much interesting one. So it is based on your dice. So one or two questions are asked always. In your banking also for dice is asked, but cubes are not asked. You can just like stick on with that. And like any other entrance exam also, dice is asked. Cubes will do it next. Okay? Not today. Cubes will do it later. As of now, only the dice concept we'll just understand it, what is happening here. Okay. So now this is cube or like a dice. Okay. So dice, how many sides are there? Those are called as the 6 faces. Okay. So each will be having a number. It can be from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. Okay. How many edges are there here? Edges. What are the edges? Okay. How many corners are there? Corners means these are the corners. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 corners are there. 8 corners. There are 12 edges. Each line is called as an edge. 1 edge, 2 edge, 3 edge, 4 edge. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There are 12 edges. 12 edges. Okay. Now, what is so special about a dice? So how do I find out the number if in an exam they're asking what is the opposite face of number 3 or the opposite face of number 5? Randomly they just ask. So we just take by luck, we just attempt it, or we think and answer whatever is given in the scenario. Now, in dice, there are two different types. Okay. The first type is called as a standard dice. Okay. The second one is called as a general dice. Fine. What is difference between a standard dice and a general dice is, in a standard dice, the opposite faces will add up to 7. Now, if I'm having 5 here, opposite face will be 2. The sum will be equal to 7. If I'm having 3 here, the opposite face of this will be 4. Sum will be equivalent to 7. Now, these kind of dices are called as a standard dice. Now, general dice, what happens? The adjacent sides, sum will be equivalent to 7. Adjacent means it can be here. This will be 3, this will be 4, or this will be 6, this will be 1. These adjacent sides adds up to 7. Now, these kind of dices are called as the general dice. Okay. So now the questions what you might get might be based on a standard dice or might be based on a general dice. So you just need to identify which kind of a dice is that. Based on that, you should answer the question. This is your first step. Fine, clear? Okay. Now I'll just give you some 6 different dices. I just need to copy this. I'll just randomly draw some 6 dices. Okay. So now what am I going to do is I'm just going to number these dices with some random numbers. Okay. This is 5, this is 1, this is 3, and this is 1, this is 3, this is 6, this is 2, this is 1, this is 3, this is 2, this is 4, this is 5, and this one is 3, 4, 1, and this one is 6, 3, 2. Now this is A, B, C, D, E. So what type of dice is the first one? Is it a standard dice or is it the general dice? First, A1. A is a standard dice or a general dice? General. How are you telling general? General means adjacent sides should add up to 7. Are the adjacent side adding up to 7? So this is a standard dice. What type of dice is B? General dice. What type of dice is C? Standard dice. What type of dice is D? E? Standard. General. 4 plus 3 adds up to 7. And this one F. Now, here, now, in the standard dice A, what is the opposite phase of 3? Opposite phase of 3? 4. In C, what is the opposite phase of 2? 5. It should add up to 7. Opposite phases should add up to 7. Okay. In F, what is the opposite phase of 6? Right? In a standard dice, it is easy to find the opposite phase. Fine. Fine. Now, here there are 4 different types of problems which might come in terms of your dice. I don't know if it is visible. Just let me just open it. Okay. So hope it is visible to you. Now, these are the 4 different types of problems which might come for your dice. The first one, it might be only a single dice. It might either be a standard dice or a general dice. They might ask you questions based on what is the opposite phase. Type 2, where 2 dices may come into picture and one of the faces might be of the same number. Example, 3, 3, 2, 2, 5, 5, 6, 6, 1, 1, whatever. Any one face might be same. That type of problem might come. So this might again be general or standard. That depends, whatever. Type 3, there might be more than 2. It is not exactly 3. There might might be more than 2 number of dice. The faces are given and they'll ask you to find the opposite face or whatever. Type 4, it is a opened up. So this kind of a problem you can find in most of the exams where they're opening it up and they're asking you to find what is the opposite face, what is the adjacent face. Find these are the 4 different types of problem which you might come across. First one, it will either be a single dice. They're asking you to find what is the opposite adjacent model. Type 2, 2 dices are given. Any one of the face will be common. It might be common, it might not be common. It depends. Okay, this is for you. Now let us see the first type here. The first type, this is A, this is B, this is C. I'm asking what is opposite to 3 in the first A condition. What is opposite to 3? 4. So this is a standard dice. So opposite faces should add up to 7. The opposite face is going to be here. What is opposite to 5? 2. Because here also the adjacent doesn't add up to 7. The opposite should be adding up to 7. 5 plus 2 will give us 7. Here if I'm having a face 2, the opposite face is going to be, this is going to be 2. Okay. Now what is the bottom surface here? 2. 2 is the bottom. 5 is up, so 2 will be the bottom. Is it clear or not clear? All clear, 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 not clear, not clear. Which one? This one, up to 3. Okay. So now here, what I said, there are 2 types of dices. One is standard, one is general. What happens in standard? Opposite side should add up to 7. What happens in general? Adjacent side should add up to 7. Right? Now, is this given dice? Is this given dice a standard dice or a general dice? Standard dice. They're asking what is opposite to 5. Standard dice, if opposite is 5, the other opposite should be, so this is here. They're asking the bottom surface. Bottom surface means which is in the bottom. If this is the top surface is 5, what's the bottom surface? Now, if I'm giving this kind of a scenario, telling this is 1, 6, 4, and I'm asking you to find opposite to 4. What is opposite to 4? What is opposite to 4? Yes, 3 here. Or is this a standard dice or a general dice? General dice. This is a general dice. General dice, you cannot directly tell what is the opposite. It can either be 3 or it can be 2 or it can be 5. We do not know. So the answer will be either this option if it is given in the options, or in the options they are given 3, 4, 5. Sorry, they are given something like 3, 2, 5 cannot be determined. You need to choose cannot be determined as the option because there are multiple possibilities. It can either be 3 or it can be 2 or it can be 5. Fine, clear? Okay. Okay, this is for type 2. In type 2, when there are 2 dices, there are 2 dices. These 2 dices can have no common number. No common number. For example, this is dice number 1, this is dice number 2. There is no number in common. This is model 1. Else in model 2, there will be one common number. What is the common number here? 5 is the common number. In model 3, there will be 2 common numbers. Which are the 2 common numbers here? 1 and these are the 3 different models you can have in type 2. Now we'll start seeing some problems based on type 2. Then okay. On model number 1, I will put up some question and based on that, let us solve. 2, 1, 3, 5, 4, 6. Model 1. Okay. Model 1. So I'm asking what is opposite to 2? What is opposite to 2? This is the given question. Yes. How will you solve it? Firstly, is this a standard dice or a general dice? Standard dice. They're asking what is opposite to. What is opposite to 2? Directly you can find out the answer. Model number 1 will be similar to your type 1. Easily you can find out the answer. Now, if in model number 1 itself, they are giving a general dice. Sorry, I'll just delete this itself. And here I'm giving numbers like 2, 4, 3, and I'm giving like 5, 1, 6. Now, this is a general dice because the adjacent sides adds up to 7. 4 plus 3 is 7. 6 plus 1 is 7. The adjacent sides adds up to 7. Now, in this case, if I'm asking what is opposite to 2, then what is the answer? What is the answer? Again, here, opposite to 2, it can either be, what are the options you have? 1. Here, all these 3 are visible. Whatever is not visible, any of the options can be. It can either be 1 or it can be 5 or it can be 6. Correct? Because here, 2, 4, 3 is visible to you. Which is not visible to you? 1, 5, 6 is not visible. So all these 3 can be options. So you cannot conclusively tell that this is opposite to that. Fine. This is only for general dice. General dice comes this kind of one. Fine. Clear? Clear or any doubts still here? Online, offline?